Welcome to our little curious podcast, Hidden Synapses. Every time you run, every time you lift something heavy, your body is working through a cycle so fundamental that we take it for granted. But 100 years ago, no one understood how it worked until Gerty Cori stepped into the lab. Despite resistance, discrimination, and immense challenges, she unlocked one of the secrets of life itself. This is her story. Gerty Cori's groundbreaking work in biochemistry transformed our understanding of how the human body processes and manages energy. Yet her story remains less known than many of her male contemporaries. Born in Prague in 1896, into a Jewish family that actively encouraged her scientific pursuits, she defied the social norms of her time that discouraged women from pursuing scientific careers. Despite these obstacles, she earned her medical degree from the German University of Prague in 1920, where she met Cori, who would become both her husband and research partner. The course's journey to scientific prominence wasn't smooth sailing. After immigrating to the United States in 1922, they faced significant institutional barriers. While Carl readily secured research positions, Gerty was often forced to accept lower-ranking jobs due to gender discrimination. Many universities refused to offer her equal positions, forcing her to work in low-paid and unofficial roles while Carl received faculty appointments. Nevertheless, their collaborative research led to one of the most important discoveries in metabolic science, the Cori Cycle. This fundamental biological process explains how our bodies manage glucose levels during physical activity. When muscles need energy, they break down glycogen into glucose, which is then converted to lactic acid. This lactic acid travels through the bloodstream to the liver, where it's reconverted into glucose and sent back to the muscles. This elegant cycle ensures efficient energy management throughout the body, a discovery that proved crucial for understanding metabolism, diabetes, and muscle function. The process they uncovered was so significant that it became a cornerstone of metabolic research and remains fundamental to our understanding of human physiology today. In 1947, Gerty Cori achieved a historic milestone by becoming the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, sharing the honor with Cori and Bernardo Houssay. This achievement made her only the third woman in history to receive a Nobel Prize in science, following Marie Curie and Irene Joliot-Curie. The recognition was well-deserved, though it came after years of working in her husband's shadow, despite their equal partnership in research. Despite her remarkable achievements, Gerty Cori's contributions were often undervalued during her lifetime. Although Carl consistently acknowledged her as an equal partner, many in the scientific community viewed her role as secondary. The gender discrimination she faced throughout her career was pervasive and systematic, reflecting the broader challenges women scientists encountered in the early 20th century. Her career was further impacted by a diagnosis of myelosclerosis, a rare bone marrow disease that led to her untimely death in 1957 at age 61. This health struggle in her later years limited her ability to fully engage with the recognition she had finally received. The impact of Gerty Cori's work continues to resonate in modern science. Her research laid the groundwork for our current understanding of metabolism, particularly in relation to diabetes, energy storage, and muscle function. Every medical student today learns about the Cori cycle as a fundamental concept in biochemistry. Her legacy has been honored in various ways. The Cori crater on the moon bears her name. She was featured on a U.S. postage stamp in 2008. And most importantly, the Cori cycle remains a cornerstone concept in biochemistry and medicine. The story of Gerty Cori serves as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale about gender discrimination in science. Her groundbreaking discoveries demonstrate the potential for scientific achievement regardless of gender, while the obstacles she faced highlight the historical barriers that have limited women's contributions to science. Every time we study metabolism or consider how our bodies process energy during exercise, we're building upon the foundation that Gerty Cori established through her pioneering research. Her work exemplifies how fundamental scientific discoveries can emerge from persistent investigation, even in the face of discrimination and institutional barriers. The Cori cycle, which she helped discover, continues to be essential to our understanding of human metabolism, proving that scientific truth transcends social prejudices and temporary obstacles. Her legacy lives on not only in the technical understanding she provided, but also in her role as a pioneer for women in science. breaking down barriers and setting new precedents for generations to come. Gerty Cori's discovery of the Cori cycle is one of the cornerstones of modern biochemistry. Though her name is often forgotten, her work lives on in every muscle movement and every heartbeat. She may have been overlooked in history, but science will never forget her. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Gerty Cori's life. If you enjoyed this episode of our podcast, Hidden Synapses, don't forget to subscribe and share. And if there's another underrated scientist whose story you think should be told, let us know. We'd love to explore it in a future episode.